Moto2, to be honest, for the first time in a lot of years, looks really exciting because we're out with the old Honda 600cc CBR 600 engines that they were running, and we now have the Triumph 765 triple engines, which sound absolutely fantastic.
Better than the others?
Oh, by a mile.
Yeah, matter of opinion, but to me, I think they sound... I can't wait to hear 30 odd of them just, all together. I think it's gonna... I think people are going to be surprised of how loud they're going to be. But yeah, I mean, as well as the engines, they've got a new electronic package. They're not running traction control is the most notable thing, but they've got a lot of electronic goodies. They've got launch control this year, so the race starts should be all pretty civilised, sort of. And then obviously this week we've had MV Augusta reveal their first livery of their return to Grand Prix racing, which I have to admit, and I think Ed agrees with me, was maybe a little bit disappointing because I was expecting something along the World Supersport lines. So I'm personally not a fan. Their testing livery was nice, but their race livery, not my cup of tea. We obviously have a new British rider in a paddock, which is Jake Dixon, who comes over from being a runners-up in last year's BSB with Lee Hardy Racing, who now joins the Angel Nieto team. He looking at his social media, he looks like he's been enjoying life on the Moto2. I think he's enjoying the challenge. I think give him a little while to get into it.
How long has he got before we start slagging him off?
One
think, race?
No, I think don't forget as well this year that a lot of it's going to be learning the tracks.
Oh yeah, learning.
Like Qatar, he's probably never. I don't know if he's never ridden them, but
I do think he'll do well. That was.
Yeah, I think. Certainly the last 2 seasons in BSB, he really grew as a rider. So I'm excited to see what he'll do.
He might win. Might win the whole thing.
He might do. Stranger things have happened. But yeah, talking of riding Moto2 bikes, they were in Valencia and Jerez last week. I believe Jerez was the official IRTA test. Valencia was a smaller private test with Moto3 teams also there. And it was another British rider that topped the tables in Jerez, which was Sam Lowes on the Gresini, his old team from both MotoGP and Moto2 before that. So he topped the sheets, which was fantastic for, British hopefuls in Moto2.
Fantastic stuff. Now, going back to Triumph again, some people, I don't know, what's your opinion on it, Nat? Triumph with the, I forgot the actual name of the, what is it, the
765.
Yeah, them. The Triumph bikes. Your opinion on those, and was it the right change at the right time, perhaps, or should we just give them a chance to wait and see?
I think they needed to do something because the first 3-4 years of Moto2 was brilliant. It was very, very close racing. It was very, very unpredictable. The last sort of 4, maybe 5 seasons, sort of since Tito Rabat won the title, I would say it's become a lot more space. When you get a good race, it's been good. But when the races have been spread out, which has been quite often, there's been sort of very much favourites. So, and then obviously with MotoGP, I know the cream always rises to the top, but they produce fantastic races week in, week out. Moto3, carnage as always. So I think they had to do something, and I think as well, I think they almost had to close the gap on the engines with MotoGP, because these new Triumphs are more powerful than the 600 cc's. They've got more torque. They've got sort of more mid-range torque as well. So
won't necessarily mean better, more exciting races, though.
Not necessarily, but then also it could go the other way. It could be fantastic racing, because actually, who's to say that Kalex didn't have the best chassis? Who's to say that Kalex had the best chassis when they were on the 600 cc's, and actually now we're on 765 Triumph engines that someone like Speed Up or NTS are not going to sort of come to the top, and actually they've got the best chassis. I mean, testing is sort of showing that it's still very much status quo with regards to that, but I'm a true believer that you never really know until we get racing again, sorry.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
But I think it was the right choice. I think for British motorsport, I think it was a brilliant move. I think, obviously,
it's great
Triumph
to have the name, back.
Yeah, it's good to have a good British engineering name in a class in the MotoGP world. So I think it was a good move, and I think they had to do something to sort of start closing the gap to MotoGP, because the MotoGP bikes are nearly knocking 300 brake horsepower now. So I think it was a good move. I'm excited for it, and I think there's a lot of people that are really, really excited for Moto2 this year.
Definitely, yeah. And let us know your thoughts if you're tuned in live, listening to us, and you're a full cheerleader for the new bikes in Moto2. Then get in touch with us and tell us why. Alternatively, we will listen to you if you're not that much of a fan, if you're not very keen and you maybe think it won't be as good as everybody else thinks it will be. We want to know your opinions, because you don't just have to tune into the show and agree with everything that we say. Sometimes we like a good old argument, don't we, Ed?